And they really think that Biden's somehow going to win. They're nuts. And then a lot of people refer to the polls when it comes to Biden and Trump. Those polls don't mean shit. They didn't mean shit in 2016. I don't think they've ever meant shit. Because you only ask so many people. It's not like you're polling the entire United States. And that's why I just don't, when it comes to polls, I just don't care about the polls. I'll listen to it. Might take it with a grain of salt. Most likely won't. It's just, like I said, man, then you got progressives like Kyle Kalinske out here fucking batting for Biden, man. Shit's nuts. I just really can't believe people are really banging for Biden. Like, I can't... Really? Like, I understood Sanders. I got that. But Biden, really, man? Same shit I thought with Hillary. Like, y'all really backing up Hillary. Fucking nuts. And I don't believe that TikTok and K-pop stans and Zoomers and far-off millennials did anything to actually stop the rally. I don't think, because people, I don't think 62 more people are going to, I don't think more than 6,000 people are going to show up anyways. Millions of people could have reserved tickets. That doesn't mean they were going to show up. That shows support for Trump. That people will really just reserve the tickets, whether like, oh, K-pop stans did it too. That doesn't mean shit. In my eyes, it doesn't mean anything. I think a lot of people didn't show up because the possible violence. They literally had to declare a civil emergency in Tulsa over the possible violence. People are not wanting to get their hat snatched off their head, getting shouted down, having to go out of a back entrance or a side entrance because the fucking counter protest is so fucking unruly. That's what they do. Because, I'm telling you right now, if you didn't snatch off hats and shit and punch people in the eyes, or if Antifa wasn't fucking just a dick-ass group showing up to anything Trump ever does, maybe other people would show up, but they're not gonna go to deal with Antifa. They can show their support at the poll booth and shut y'all assholes up then. And a lot of people are even saying, Biden couldn't get that many people to show up if he wanted to. So, like I said, that's what I'm gonna stick with. You couldn't. Once Biden fills up a gymnasium, come holler at me. And something that coming from defund the police, man. We had in Minneapolis, in uptown Minneapolis, we had 11 people shot over the weekend. I think one died. Yep, one died. 11 shot, one died. And I know a couple people are trying to put the conspiracy, and that's the police. Maybe that would have worked, and just if it was just the 11. What about the 100 in Chicago? What about the 12 in North Carolina? The youngest person killed was 3 years old, and that boy's dad is not cooperating with the police. Your son got shot in the back. That little boy was shot in the backseat of his car while the dad was in the front. The dad was the intended target. But yet you're not going to talk to the police. I understand street code. I get it. And as a father, I hope you get the motherfuckers that did it, man. But there's a lot of bodies dropping. And I do not believe that's just the police, man. I don't believe that conspiracy at all. No, I think that shit went out the window quick. But if these shootings are happening, people aren't cooperating with the police, I don't know, man. I just think that's what happens when the police are starting to tuck tail and run. This shit happens. Bodies dropping, all of this. This weekend, I think, will go down as one of the bloodiest weekends in America. That's a lot of people shot, man. There's a video in Chicago, cops are like, shootings that way, and then it looks like they said shootings the other way too. Like, they wasn't stopping the shooting. It's not good, man. It's bad. And even worse is in Ramsey County, Now, if you don't live in Minnesota, you probably don't know much about Ramsey County, but there's a lot of the counties that a lot of people would tell you are racist counties or dirty, corrupt counties. Ramsey County would be one of them that I've always heard has some corrupt shit going on in it. And there's 8 corrections officers saying that they were discriminated against and they had their shifts and everything changed from being able to guard Derek Chauvin. Now, these guards, they were people of color. I don't know if they were all black guards, so that's why I say people of color. But they are filing suit, filing complaints. And the superintendent came up with a plan to segregate the officers, and he told the sergeant. The sergeant told him that that shit was offensive, but the superintendent kept moving on with it, said that the sheriff backed up his plan and tried to roll through with it, and now that superintendent is still walking that back. And from what the complainant's attorney said, there that superintendent's still there, still on shift. So, I think they're dirty. I think that it's very possible that happened. Doesn't really surprise me that it happened. And in my eyes, you'd want the most qualified guards on Derek. You'd want the most qualified corrections officers on his ass. Now, that doesn't matter what color you are. You want the most qualified on him. Because that man probably does have a major target painted on his back, whether it's from the badges or not. Police do not have a good time when it comes to jail or prison. And I don't think in his case, anyone's going to be doing him any favors at all because of how he killed George Floyd. It's just been, like I said, it's been a wild one. That's really all I got for this part 2. It's been a wild one. It's been nuts. It's been crazy. I think it's only going to get worse. I do not think it's going to get better. What y'all think? You think it's going to get worse? You think it's going to get better? Let me know at hotboxtalk.petrov@gmail.com. Let me know what you think. This is Petrov. We out.